Hey, Brent Messmer here with Technical Taekwondo. Today's video we're going to be going through Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn, which is the fourth form in the Tae Gyuk series. Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn has 20 steps. The meaning of the form is thunder. So we're going to be going through this step by step, looking at a couple different viewpoints, and then after we're going through that, we'll go ahead and explain some of the new blocks and strikes that are in this form. Sure yet? As you slide out your left foot to Jumbi, bring your hands up. Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn. From here, you're going to step out into back stance. You're going to lifting the hands up for a twin knife hand block chamber. Okay. As I slide through, I step out into front stance, executing a right hand spear hand strike. Remember, it is obverse. Okay. Pushing off the front foot, reaching up and behind, twin knife hand middle block. Step forward, left spear hand. Okay. Looking to the left foot slides together. Bring my left hand to my shoulder, my right hand up for an inner middle motion. High knife hand, inner knife hand strike. Okay. Front kick, landing in front stance, reverse punch. From here, I'm going to bring my left hand, stack it on top of my right hand. Bring my left knee up, side kick, landing in front stance. Bring my left hand to my hip, and I'm stacking the right hand on top of it. Execute a second side kick. Landing twin knife hand middle block. From here, I'm going to move my left foot up. From here, crossing my hands, I slide that left foot straight out into back stance, hammer block. Okay. From here, I'm going to transfer the weight, front kick, and then I'm going to land back in the same spot. Now bringing up my opposite hand, my right hand swings up for an inner middle block. Pivoting to the right, chamber up, hammer block. Throwing that front kick, landing back in place, lifting my left hand now, inner middle block here. Looking to the left, again, chamber from the left hand on the shoulder, right hand comes high, double chop, high knife hand, inner knife hand, front kick, landing in front stance, chamber up, vertical back fist. Now here's another tricky section. I'm going to look left, bringing my left foot up close. Right hand extends, left hand lifts up. This is an obverse inner middle block. Single punch. Notice I'm in walking stance. This is the first walking stance. I'm going to bring that right hand all the way around, big circle, lifting that hand high, inner middle block with the right. Walking stance number 2. Reverse punch. Looking to the left, towards the back. Front hand, inner middle block, right, left, double punch. Step forward, front stance, inner middle block, left, right, double punch. Left foot returns, come on. Sorry. On Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn, we have some interesting rhythm changes where we didn't have those on the previous form. So Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn is really your first intermediate form. The beginning forms are a little bit robotic, and they're basically real simple forms. They want to keep the rhythm nice and even without a lot of changes because we don't want to confuse the beginners. Where Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn is an intermediate form is the first real challenging form that you're going to face. Because now you're starting off with big, strong power motions, that twin knife hand, that spear hand, and then you're coming down the middle of the floor and you got those kicks, and you got those side kicks driving in. And then it changes on the second half. Then you got that block, kick, land back. That's a much faster, lighter rhythm. So the second half of the form is more about speed and less about power. So you want to play with that rhythm change a little bit, and that's what makes Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn interesting, is because now we're getting into something that's a little bit more artistic and not so robotic like what the beginners are doing. So play with that a little bit and have fun with it. Turn to the left, back stance, twin knife hand middle block. Stepping forward with the right foot, front stance, spear hand strike. Turning to the right, twin knife hand middle, step forward, spear hand strike. Slide back, feet together, left hand comes to the shoulder, right hand lifts nice and high as I'm looking left. Slide out front stance, high knife hand, inner knife hand strike. Front kick. Reverse punch. Okay. So here, stack the hands, side kick, land in front stance, stack the hands on the left side, side kick, slide out in back stance, twin knife hand middle block. As I turn, I bring my feet together and around, hammer block. I'm going to execute a front kick, and I'm going to come back to the same back stance. So front kick, back stance, lift up that right hand, inner middle block with that right hand. Turn to the right, hammer block. Front kick, land back into back stance, lift that left hand. Inner middle block with the left. Down towards the center, high knife hand, inner knife hand strike. Front kick, back fist strike. Look left, left inner middle block, single punch. This is the first of 2 walking stances in the whole form. Okay? Also, what's unique about these inner middle blocks at the end of the form, they're all obverse. They're all done with the front hand. So left hand or front hand, reverse punch. Turn walking stance, right inner middle block with the front hand, reverse punch. Look left, front stance, inner middle block with the front hand. 1-2 double punch. Step with the right, inner middle block, left right double punch, key up on that last punch. Turn left foot back. So we slide out Jumbi. Turn to the left to a knife hand. Step forward, spear hand. Turn to a knife hand. Step forward, spear hand. Down the middle, high knife hand, inner knife hand. Front kick, reverse punch. Side kick, land in front stance. Side kick, twin knife hand. Turn backwards, hammer block. Front kick, land back into back stance. Right hand, inner middle block. Turn to the right, hammer block. Front kick with the left, line back, inner middle block with the left. High knife hand, inner knife hand. Front kick, vertical back fist. Turn to the left, left, right inner middle block. Swing it around, right, left inner middle block. Down to the left, front stance, left, 1-2 double punch. Step forward, inner middle block with the right, left, right, double punch, key up, hup. Left foot return, come on. From here, you're going to step out into back stance. You're going to lifting the hands up for a twin knife hand block chamber. Okay. Okay. As I slide through, I step out into front stance, executing a right hand spear hand strike. Remember, it is obverse. Again, this is the fundamental movement of a purple belt if you need to go back and study this. Okay. Pushing off the front foot, reaching up and behind, twin knife hand middle block. Step forward, left spear hand. Okay. Looking to the left foot slides together. Bring my left hand to my shoulder, my right hand up for an inner middle motion. High knife hand, inner knife hand strike. Okay. Front kick, landing in front stance, reverse punch. Stack the hands, side kick, landing in front stance. Stack the hands on the other side. Side kick, landing in back stance, twin knife hand middle block. From here, I'm going to move my left foot up. I'm almost facing the starting point, the back of the room, in chariot position. I'm not stopping here. This is just a transition point. Sliding out in back stance, hammer block. Okay. From here, I'm going to transfer the weight, front kick, and then I'm going to land back in the same spot. Now bringing up my opposite hand, my right hand swings up for an inner middle block. Pivoting to the right, chamber up, hammer block. Throwing that front kick, landing back in place, lifting my left hand now, inner middle block here. Looking to the left, again, chamber from the left hand on the shoulder, right hand comes high, double chop, high knife hand, inner knife hand, front kick, landing in front stance, chamber up, vertical back fist. Now here's another tricky section, so pay attention, watching closely. I'm going to look left, bringing my left foot up close, right hand extends, left hand lifts up. This is an obverse inner middle block. Single punch. Notice I'm in walking stance. This is the first walking stance. I'm going to bring that right hand all the way around, big circle, lifting that hand high, inner middle block with the right. Walking stance number 2. Reverse punch. Looking to the left towards the back, front hand, inner middle block, right, left, double punch. Step forward front stance, inner middle block, left, right, double punch. Left foot returns, come on. So there are a couple tricky sections on this form. We're going to go through each of them step by step. The first tricky part is with the side kicks. So it's a difficult section to get everything coordinated. The other part is at the end of the form with the inner middle blocks and the punches on that final sequence. So we're going to go through both of those really quick. This is your side kicks. Coming up off that back leg, rechamber all the way, landing feet together. And now you can simply step where you want to step. Do you want to go into the back stance or do you want to step out into front stance? At that point it should be your choice if you have the ability to recover and gain your balance. Okay? So here's my twin knife hand. When I go to make my turn backwards, I'm coming feet together into the hammer block. Okay? So again, I'm here, I'm bringing my feet together, I'm facing towards the back wall. Briefly, this is just a transition, just showing you where my feet go, and then straight line step into the hammer block. What you don't want to do is a big turning motion cutting across that way. You don't have the balance that way. So you're here, twin knife hand, 1, and straight out for 2. Form with the hammer block on a back stance, and then inner middle block. This is a little awkward as far as this inner middle block goes, just because you're kind of reaching across. You've got to square your shoulders on the inner middle block, so it's a little bit awkward. A lot of people are kind of, you'll see this where they're blocking here. Well, the punch, if it's coming in this direction, you're getting hit. So you need to turn that in. Okay? So again, the hammer block comes around. I'm going to kick, and then I'm reaching up with that back hand and dropping into that back stance. Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn. The first block that we're going to look at in Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn is the twin knife hand block, which is the very first movement of the form. We start off reaching the hands back, dropping into that twin knife hand straight. So real quick, I'm going to review how we do our back stances to go start off with, and then we'll go ahead and get into the actual block itself. So on the twin knife hand middle block, you want to make sure your heels are on the same line, so stepping straight out. Back stance is not L-shaped, at least not in Taekwondo. I know some different karate styles, and they may go a little bit wider on their back stance, but our heels are on the same line. All right. My back foot has 70% of the weight on it. My back heel is slightly turned inwards, about 1 inch. When I sit on the stance, I want to do that upon impact. So when I hit the block, that's when I drop into the stance using gravity to add power to the technique. As far as the length of the stance, I drop down and measure a knee and 1 fist right to that heel. Okay, pivoting on the ball of the foot as I come up and come back. Okay. For the twin knife hand block itself, I'm reaching back about a 45-degree angle. My arms are parallel. My striking or blocking hand is palm down, as well as my reinforcing hand. Okay. The reason the single knife hand isn't as strong as the double knife hand is because I'm using the other hand to augment or add power to the block. So I'm reaching back and dropping. I want to make kind of a circular motion, almost like I'm swimming out. It is not a straight line from the chamber straight through to the block. It circles around. So when I make impact, I want to make impact closer to that 90-degree angle. If I'm going in a straight line, I'm intersecting at or less than a 45-degree angle, which some of my power is going to glance off. I do not want to do that. So I want to circle as I come around. Reaching up, both hands are parallel, and dropping as I sit. 1, 2. So the next motion in Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn that is new is the spear hand strike. So the way that we hold the hand is exactly the same as the knife hand and the spear hand. So when I step out on a front stance, make sure that you are nice and wide. My stance is typically shoulder and a half. If you have real wide shoulders, it's probably going to be more shoulder and a quarter. The average person is going to be about shoulder and a half width on their front stance. So you don't want to go real narrow on your stance. You want to have a nice, wide, strong base. Okay? As far as the hands go, they come from the hip on the spear hand strike, bouncing up to the ribs before extending. The hand that is striking is the same as the front foot that is forward, which makes it an obverse strike. So it's bouncing up and coming in this way. My augmentation on the other hand this time around is with the backhand, and that is basically just tucking in, touching the bottom of the elbow joint. Okay? That makes an almost perfect rectangle right here with my chest as I'm coming through here. I am aiming for the solar plexus, so make sure that we are aiming for some soft tissue. You're not going to go through the sternum or something hard with a spear hand strike. So coming at the camera, coming here, I step in, lifting those hands up, piercing in, 1, 2, up, and driving in. Okay. The next strike that is new is actually the 5th movement in the form, is the high knife hand, inner knife hand strike. Different schools teach this a little bit differently. The latest trend is they're teaching it as a high block and a spear hand to the throat. And that's not the way we teach it. I'm not going to say it's incorrect, but it's incorrect. So I guess I will say it. So when I'm stepping out in my front stance, the high block is obverse, meaning same side as the dominant bend knee, lead hand. My inner knife hand is around the same as my inner middle block that I did in Il-Jan, I-Jan, and Sam-Jan. Combining these together, so my high block is coming from the shoulder, my inner knife hand is coming out just like my inner knife hand, or inner middle block and inner knife hand did on I-Jan and Sam-Jan. Okay, so it's coming up from the side. So I'm shooting these up both at the same time, circling this one inwards and shooting the high block straight up. So here and 2. 1 and 2. Coming at the camera here. Okay. Again, this knife edge is not palm up. Okay. It's coming in at a 45. This knife hand here is coming, circling around and striking the side of the neck. Coming around that way. Okay. So that is a high knife hand, inner knife hand strike. It's the 5th movement in the form, and it happens again on the second half on the way back. So that's it for new blocks and strikes on Tae Gyuk Sa Jahn. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment below, and I'll try to answer it best I can. If you like what we're doing, please hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, God bless and keep on kicking.